Let's talk about WrestleMania stages, shall we? To say the least, we have gotten a mixed bag over the handful of years. For every WrestleMania 39, for every WrestleMania 33, we get something like a WrestleMania 35. But with WrestleMania coming up next weekend, I decided let's look at the past 10 years, let's look at the WrestleMania in the 30s, but more particularly, let's look at the stages, let's rank them tier list style, rank them from the best to the worst, and everything that comes in between, and without further ado, let's get into the tier list. We're going to rank the past 10 WrestleMania stages. These are going to be the stages just from the 30s, nothing before the 30s, from 30 through 39. And we're going to go in chronological order, starting off with WrestleMania 30. As you can see, we've got our tiers here. We got the best, we got very good, we got all right, solid, whichever one it fits. We've, of course, got not good, and then we've just got awful, bad, trash, whatever you want to call it. So we'll start off with WrestleMania 30, and I think it's pretty solid. There's nothing crazy to it. It's just simply the Roman numerals. It was XXX, not in that way. But I don't know, there's something about this stage. It's just vibrant, it's purple, fitting in with the New Orleans scheme. I'm going to put it in very good. It'll try to take a second to get in there. Let's go very good for WrestleMania 30. You got the 3 big X's, you got the purple and gold color scheme, you got the big logo on top. Nothing too flashy, but it is still very nice. Next, we got WrestleMania 31. I think an underrated WrestleMania, but we're not talking about the quality of the WrestleMania. We're simply talking about the stage here. And I'm going to go all right here, all right, solid, whatever you want to call it. Again, there's nothing really to it. It's just you got the logo, and then you got just your ramp stage, I guess. There's not much to the stage, but it's just fine. It's not terrible. It's fine. It's an outdoors WrestleMania. Sometimes I like an outdoor WrestleMania, so that kind of helps with the aesthetic. I don't hate this WrestleMania stage, but I don't love it either. Next up, we got WrestleMania 32, and I'm going to put this one in not good. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but it's just not that great. It's not the worst thing ever, which is why it's being saved from awful. It's just a big old pile of meh. No, I get what they're going for. It was in Dallas. You kind of had the shape of the star on the bottom of the ramp. The actual ramp that they walk on. But other than that, there's not much there. It's just not that good. But in a complete 180, WrestleMania 33, and we've got our first stage going up into the best tier. Honestly, I think 33 might take the cake. I think there's one other Mania that's going to compete with it for the best stage. But it's in Orlando. You got the outdoor aesthetic. You got the Orlando sun. You got the big old globe for Universal. You got the roller coasters because, you know, you're in Orlando. You got Universal Studios. You got the super long ramp. You got the giant ring, like, held above the actual ring. But again, just the roller coaster background. This is just a fantastic stage. It might be my favorite WrestleMania stage of all time. Next up, we got WrestleMania 34, and I'm going to put it right next to its WrestleMania 30 counterpart. Of course, both were in New Orleans, and I'm going to put it in the very good tier. Again, it's the same stadium, same city, only 4 years later, so you had to change something up. But this one actually goes full on into the New Orleans aesthetic. You got the masquerade mask, I think is what it's called. I'm not for sure. Shame me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it just looks fun. It looks vibrant. It's got the party scheme. It's got the purple, the green, you know, all your colors in there. And it's just a pretty dang cool WrestleMania stage. And next up, and this might just be the most insulting WrestleMania stage of all time. I could go on for hours about this. WrestleMania 35 is going to be my first stage taking up that awful category. In fact, this Mania deserves its own category on the bottom. This is just a big giant screen. This is just a big old slap in the face from WWE. Considering this is the same venue, the same city that had the wonderful WrestleMania 29 stage, with the bridge, with the Statue of Liberty, it was one of the best WrestleMania stages. And then this time around, you go from 34 having the mask, 33 you got the roller coaster background, and then 35 is just a big giant screen. It is an absolute slap in the face. It is an absolute disgrace to WrestleMania stages. I'm still not completely over it. I remember the day of WrestleMania wondering, we haven't gotten an actual WrestleMania stage reveal video like they usually would do. And like they've done ever since. And this is why. There's nothing to it. This is probably the worst WrestleMania stage of all time simply because they did not try one bit. It deserves its own category. It's in awful. And WrestleMania 36 comes around, and by default, it goes in the awful category. But just because I hate WrestleMania 35 stage that much, this is just going to go in the not good category. Simply because, again, WrestleMania 35 deserves its own category in the bottom. But with 36, they did the best they could. They were dealt the worst possible hand they could have with the pandemic, with everything. They had an empty warehouse for a WrestleMania venue. But they did the best they could. They put a couple of screens on there. They tried. And considering they did not try one bit for Mania 35, they did the absolute best they could have with the hands they were dealt with 36. 36 goes above 35 and into the not good tier. Also, real quick, I am going to organize these in order. I do think 34s will go above 30s. I'm going to rank them actually like 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up, we got WrestleMania 37. We're back in an actual arena. We're back with crowded attendance. They're in the stadium. They're supposed to be 436. You got the pirate ship. I think this is a pretty good stage. I'm going to put it in the very good tier. I'm going to just set it right here for now. I don't know where I'd rank it among the three. I think this was good. They fit into the pirate theme, but for some reason, I just feel they could have done better. You had the pirate ship on top of the actual arena, but it was just kind of small. I just felt like they could have gone all out. They could have done better. But then again, we were kind of still in the midst of the pandemic. They probably couldn't do everything they wanted to do, and it's still a really good stage. In fact, I'm going to put it right in the middle here. I'm going to put it above WrestleMania 30, but below 34. Next up, we're back in Dallas for WrestleMania 38, and I'm probably going to put this one right along with WrestleMania 32. It's just not that great. I see what they're doing. I think I'll put this one above WrestleMania 32, because you kind of have a little bit more of the star with the actual logo. But again, it's just not that great. I get what they're going at. They're in Dallas. They want the star, but that's really just all it is. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not WrestleMania 35 levels of bad, but it's not great. And finally, our most recent WrestleMania stage until we get WrestleMania 40's reveal next week. We've got WrestleMania 39, and WrestleMania 33 is going to have some company up in the best tier. I am going to give the edge to 33 here just slightly. I just love 33 so much. But 39 is so good as well. Again, one of the best stages of all time. I had my battery saver turn on. We gotta hurry up here. My power is going dead. My computer is slowly going dead. But again, WrestleMania 39 fit in with the Hollywood themes. You had the red carpet. It felt like you were on the stage of the Oscars. You had the movie posters. It just felt grand. It looked amazing. Again, one of the best WrestleMania stages of all time. It is firmly up there in the best along with WrestleMania 33. So that is it for my ranking of the last 10 WrestleMania stages. The WrestleMania stages in the 30s. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite stages from the past 10 years. Which one was your favorite? Which one was your least favorite? How would you rank these? How do you feel about my rankings? I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there. Stay positive, and I'll see you guys in the next one.